Peace. This is going to be a channel message for Gemini, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Virgo, Pisces, and Taurus. Today's update will be influenced by Sagittarius, the energy of Sagittarius. All right, so we have the master number 33, and then we have Sagittarius ninth house energy. And then we have Virgo, 33, sixth house. I'm hearing the return. The return. So someone has mastered or come into an idea, a perception, a perspective that is in alignment with their higher purpose, right? So someone had to because 33 is about the master teacher and Sagittarius energy is about philosophy, ethics, educating, all right, teaching and obtaining wisdom, spirituality as well. So someone has mastered a level of spirituality. They worked really, really hard on whatever this is or what all this is. It's giving like this was a daily routine with the Virgo energy of 6. Something of being of good service or having order as well. Someone may have been offering or extending free services or being of good service to humanity, because with 6, that is the only human zodiac sign, right? So yeah, someone's mastered or obtained mastery in a certain level of their spirituality, something that they worked on routinely, daily, that is going to contribute to the higher purpose, which is also Sagittarius energy. So we have a full circle moment here, and then 9 energy, right? We have 3s that go down to 6, and then we have 9, 3, 6, 9, something coming around full circle here, 360. Then we have this card here, 42, that's 6 energy, Virgo as well. So with this card, okay, so this is indicating that someone may be ignoring what's behind them, right? Or what's around them, because they've been so focused or dedicated on something else. I'll just say that. We'll tap more when we get into the tarot. But what this person doesn't see is all the things that has been falling around them. That I'm seeing like an infrastructure being penetrated here, an infrastructure being penetrated. And because someone has been focused or dedicated to another avenue or a different path, they don't even see that their infrastructure has been penetrated and things have been leaking through that foundation, or there has been some sort of objects or certain things that just has been leaking through a foundation. That's what I'm getting. So we have the return, someone mastering something in their spirituality that contributes to the higher purpose of humanity, all right? Someone who's very dedicated, all right? So I'm picking up on 2 scenarios. So with this, we have an energy where whomever this master is, they've been so focused and dedicating on one avenue that they don't even realize that something within them has been penetrated. Something has been opened. Something has awakened within them and has been slowly leaking into or within them. And this is in a spiritual sense, so I'm speaking energetically here. So There may have been an energy that has been leaking into whomever this individual is. It's giving information has been leaking into this person. Clarity, spiritual knowledge, wisdom, gifts also that can help or assist this person with serving the betterment of humanity. But it's giving that this person, that they may not be seeing it because they are distracted by something else. All right, but this is a good thing. And once this individual realizes what all that is, they can essentially move forward, move on, expand, become better, right? Because expansion, it pertains to Sagittarius as well. There is something that someone has been working on routinely, and they may not have even recognized whatever that routine is, but that routine can essentially pivot something in their environment, pivot something within their reach. It's like within your reach. I'm seeing returning to a higher timeline. Someone has the potential to return to a higher timeline if they have been knocked down or had some sort of downfall, or just was heavily heavily distracted by influences that was essentially trying to or attempting to extract something from them. It's time to return back to that higher timeline. This is the time. But I'm also picking up on a scenario where someone who has been dedicated and focused on the wrong things don't realize that there has been a leak in their infrastructure. I'm picking up on a structure being a foundation of some sort has been infiltrated and something has been leaking. But because this particular individual with this particular scenario, because they have not observed, or they were just focused or fixated on one thing, they don't even realize that there has been a leak in their foundation. And they may not notice this until it's too late. All right, so I'm picking up on two different energies. Someone may not recognize it before, or by the time they recognize it, it'll be too late. But this is giving, I don't know why, but it's giving two different energies here. And it's giving like one individual or one scenario is looking into their future while someone else is looking at them as they move towards their future. And this may be the external influences or the distractions that may have influenced this person. Not influence, but it's basically like someone's focused on their future, but there's someone behind them that is trying to basically keep up with them or consistently watch them or follow them in some way, shape, or form. But it's giving like the person who's following the other person who's focused on their future, it's giving like these are external influences who are trying to or attempting to plant seeds in this person to basically knock them off their path, distract them, or in some way, shape, or form get in the way, become an obstacle. So whomever this person is who's looking towards their future, they may have knowingly or unknowingly invested into or participated in these seeds being planted, i.e. giving access to individuals, environments, and things like that who contribute to being an obstacle, all right? Whereas this opposing person who's watching this person work on or towards their future, they have been so focused on this individual that they don't realize the things that are happening around them, the leaks in their foundation, the instability in their infrastructure, which by the time they realize it or by the time they figure it out, it's going to be too late and the entire thing will fall. So we have this energy here. Something about playing chess. Someone was trying to play chess here. You see the chess pieces? And it's giving someone lined up, right? They're lined up, all right? But then we have someone here who's standing tall. A peacock. Peacock is significant here. All right, so with this energy, we have opposing forces. Like I said, opposing forces, because with the game of chess, you have two opposing forces who are basically playing this game, and it's like win, lose, or draw type of energy that I'm getting. Very competitive, right? But we have what we have here on this chessboard are, we have an individual, okay, who's very exotic, intelligent, and they have this force within them, or this drive within them, that is very, or can be very motivating. All right, now how that motivation is expressed to the external world doesn't necessarily mean that it'll project with the same intentions or be received with the same intentions. All right, and then on the opposing end, okay, what's the alternative of exotic? Basic, you know. What's the what's the opposite of intelligent? Ignorance, right? And what's the opposite of having energy and drive? Being depleted and low, right? So so this is about a game. Who's gonna win? Okay, so I'm bouncing this off of this. So we have the person or the individual who's focused on their future, and then we have a person who's focused on the person who is focused on their future. And it seemed to have become a game of chess to someone. All right, because in my opinion, if we have one individual who's focused on their future, and then we have another who's focused on the other, that's not, in my opinion, it's giving like one-sided competition, or someone entering into or playing a game that they weren't necessarily invited to but forced into, right? But we have someone here who's standing tall, and then we have a lineup here. So like I said, it's giving one-sided because we only have one side of the chessboard that's being revealed. So whomever is on this side is the one who's playing chess, and then we have the individual who is focused on their future. They're holding their head high, and they're not even looking at or observing the game. Like I said, one person, one individual focused on their future. You see how they're sitting high and they're looking out. And then we have this lineup here where someone's playing a game on their own while also being able to have access to observe this other individual. And then we have 6 energy again. All right. So we have 666. 666 is often interpreted as a low vibrational number, but in this sense, it's giving, because 666 is about man, a being, right? Man, basic, alien, exotic. So someone is foreign. Someone is, it's like otherworldly. It's giving Aquarius energy, all right? Someone is foreign and alien, all right? Otherworldly, very mysterious. And someone is watching or observing this, right? But the thing about it is, there's an opportunity here because we have 9 to 11 new, right? Aquarius energy, like I said. So we have the number 11, we have 33. So someone following their intuition here. Their intuition is essentially assuming the role as their compass, but more so an internal compass here. 11, Aquarius energy. Moving away, ship, Sagittarius ship, alien ship, right? Moving away, moving on, moving forward. Promising new lands. So Sagittarius energy is about foreign lands, all right? Studying abroad. So someone may use this experience to educate, to teach, but this may be on foreign lands or studying abroad. So someone may be moving abroad, but this is also giving that someone may move to a foreign land. So in short, a place that they have never lived before. So this is not studying abroad. This is definitely giving somewhere outside of your territory or outside of your comfort zone. All right? Somebody's moving very, very soon. Someone is leaving behind old responsibilities. So this is giving that whomever this person, whoever's playing chess with this individual, okay, now this is a collective energy update. So this is going to resonate for a collective group. All right, but this is definitely giving individualism. That's Aquarius energy. Aquarius energy is very, very detached while also being able to contribute. So this is a person who is able to offer services, Virgo energy, to the collective community, Aquarius energy, while also maintaining their individuality. That's Aquarius energy. And being able to, or allowing themselves to travel in doing so, Sagittarius. All right, so yeah, someone's leaving behind responsibilities. So it's giving, you're gonna have to make a very hard decision soon. And that decision is moving away and aligning with your higher purpose, or being stuck in a situation where you are held responsible for someone else's, or being held responsible on someone else's behalf. This is going to be a challenging choice. Okay? This is going to be challenging because, like I said, there's a responsibility that's going to be placed on you soon. All right? Or asked of you, right? That is essentially going to block or delay your forward movement, for you to sail away, for you to start a new life, for you to move away from the excessive responsibilities, to completely release all of those seeds that has been planted within you. And these seeds may have been planted in the same situation or environment that, you know, you've had to play chess, and you've had to use your intuition, you've had to observe, you know, you've had to take on burdens and spirits and energies and relationships and responsibilities and burdens and curses that were never really yours to bear. But you have a promising new life. Very, very promising. I'm hearing the return to a promised land. New air to breathe. You're moving somewhere where the air is different. The air quality is different. All right. Something about the air quality being different, the experience or the lifestyle will be completely different. And you will be able to not only start a new life, but following your dreams or returning back to a dream that you may have had in the past. It's giving the past finally aligning with the future and you being able to experience it in the present, which is a gift that is being extended by the universe. All right, let's see. So we have dream messages, belief systems, and facade. So this is giving that you may have been receiving some sort of confirmation in your dreams here. All right, or you just been doing a lot of traveling in your dreams because we have Sagittarius energy here. A lot of traveling in your dreams, and you may have planted some seeds while you were in the dream state, right? Or you've been doing some sort of works in the dream state or in the astrals. All right. Extraction. Something about extraction. You've been extraction. You've been doing works in the astrals that has something to do with an extraction. Oh, okay. So remember when I was saying that, for one individual, there has been external influences that have been planting seeds within this person that was basically designed for them to be knocked off their path, their destined path, right? So this may have been people, places, things, ideas, concepts, influences that have planted seeds that has basically conditioned or programmed. Well, I wouldn't say conditioned or programmed because you're breaking free from this, whatever this is. So this may have not been conditioned or programmed, but it has definitely been a subconscious reaction, all right? A subconscious reaction that in turn is or has, because this is past energy, okay, that has previously allowed you to self-prophesize something that was never meant for you to live or to experience. So it's giving that your past, something from your past, whether it's people, places, things, ideas, whatever, but something from your past intentionally planted seeds within you in attempts to condition and program you to a certain energy that was out of alignment with your destined path, right? And when you went into the dream state, or as you travel through the dream state, you have been extracting whatever those are. Okay, so you've been doing some works in the astrals or in the dream state, extractions, okay? And you've basically pulled out subconscious, what's the word I'm looking for? parasites. Like, I'm seeing parasites. Something about you extracting those parasites. So things that have been leeching onto you or trying to infiltrate your system, trying to tear down your system. Yeah. So something, whatever this is, was placed within you. All right, someone attempted to place these seeds within you in hopes that you would conform to whatever or what all that was. But you've been extracting those things one by one by one by one, right? And you are determined not to allow those seeds from your past to leak into you or to infiltrate you and knock you off your path. You're finding your way back to the promised land. The return. Okay. Yeah. And these people who participated in whatever this is, these situations that have contributed to whatever this is, those ideas that have influenced whatever this is, all right, it has been eliminated out of your energy. It's giving like deep shadow work here, like a lot of shadow work here. And the people who have done this, like planted those seeds, so this could be anyone from your past, all right? They are having to address things within their own selves, all right? Ideas, the sciences. Okay, so if someone's in the science field, is giving that there's been so many beliefs and concepts that have been placed into science, or whomever works with science, to where they are awakening to their own ideologies and philosophies and things like that. Yeah. If this was an environment, it's giving some changes happening in a particular environment as well. And some people didn't even see this coming. Whoever was in these environments, they didn't even see this coming. They weren't seeing the signs. They weren't seeing the leaks. They weren't catching on to the those subtle changes. And it's giving because whomever it is who was playing chess, because they weren't they didn't recognize these things, it's giving like all of a sudden something's gonna change and be knocking at their door to like wake them up to what all has been happening around them that they haven't been paying attention to. And that's Aquarius energy as well, the planet Uranus. All right, the planet Uranus is about sudden changes, abrupt changes, sudden epiphanies and realizations, aha moments as well. All right, so we have apologize and forgiveness. Apologize, forgiveness with the Magician card. So I wanted to keep saying plant seeds of doubt. So someone's attempts to plant seeds of doubt within you, you have slowly extracted those parasitic thoughts and ideas that someone wanted to attach to you, right? And because you have extracted whatever those parasites were, whatever those ideas and plans were, or whatever the spirit of doubt, I'm hearing extracting the spirit of doubt to return to the promised land. All right, so whomever, like I said, it's giving like someone, it's giving like either as a child these doubts were placed onto you, Or during the course of your life, like you may have heard like, oh, you're not going to make it, or you're not going to be X, Y, and Z, or that's not going to work out for you, or, you know, whatever it is that you are pursuing, there were people around you in certain environments who contributed to specific situations, all right, that may completely oppose yours. Attempted to plant seeds of doubt within you because it wasn't in alignment with their foundation, with their belief systems, with their concepts, ideologies, philosophies, outside their ethics, right? Aquarius is about being the weirdo, standing out, right? So you may have stood out, something about you in your individuality, Aquarius energy, prompted people to place these doubts within you. All right. So you may have had some sort of creative idea, all right, some sort of spiritual awakening or a realization of some sort, or just practicing something different from what you may have grown up around, been introduced to, right? And someone just felt like, or wanted to make you feel that whatever that was not right. All right. Because we have an individual here who is exotic, intelligent, and driven. Okay, so whomever was planting these seeds of doubt was very ignorant, very basic, and unenthused. But they see you finding excitement, finding joy, finding peace, finding passion, finding purpose in whatever it is, whatever idea, practice, realization that you came to. And because it opposed how they were feeling, what they were experiencing, they wanted to get in your way. They wanted to get in your way. And even force you into playing a game that you never even participated in, and playing in a game that you were never invited into. And even if you were invited to play this game, this chess game, and you said, oh no, those aren't the type of games that I play, that's not something I am interested in, they then wanted to force you in it. They sent out an invitation, you rejected it, and now they want to force their way, right? Whether this is forcing their way into your life, manipulating and altering energy to align with you, or to be around you, or to get in your way, however that may have manifested for you, only you know. All right? But whatever it is, someone kept trying to insert and force their way into your life, while also downplaying whatever plans you had, whatever realization you had, whatever practices you decided to invest into, engage with, participate in, or whatever it is that you contributed to. And in the eyes of other people, that may have not been enough. To them, it wasn't going to be successful. But the thing about it is, we all come here with a seed of uniqueness that is planted within us before we even come into this existence, right? And whatever that seed is, whatever that uniqueness is your vision, your gift, your purpose, your path. And only you and God can converse about that. Only you and God can interpret what all that is. All right? no one else. And too often, when people don't have a connection or a relationship with God, with their higher self, with their inner child, when that relationship disconnects, or when that relationship isn't developed, that can pose as a threat to people who have built that relationship and connection. It triggers people because there is nothing that needs to be heard. Everything that you need, everything that will ever exist has already been created. The only thing that is preventing anyone from bringing forth, revealing, or adding value to whatever that creation is the disconnect, right? The only thing that is a person or an individual who has, I don't want to say given up, but hasn't done the work. I'll just say that they haven't done the work. Everything that has ever been created has already, or is already, here. It already exists. The people who struggle oftentimes haven't discovered what that gift is within them. Because everyone, it doesn't matter how big, it doesn't matter how small, but every single individual that exists has 1% of a difference between them and whatever is connected to them. Each and every person. Now, when you often subject yourself to, or you often surround yourself by other individuals who mimic and mirror your strong characteristics, will often hide your uniqueness. So if you are around individuals who act like you all the time, who indulge in the same things you indulge in, how will you ever discover what makes you stand out or what makes you different? Because everything around you is the same. So those characteristics, those traits will be highlighted above anything, unless you are the type of individual who is self-aware and has realized what that gift is that makes them stand out. But for whoever has not built that relationship or discovered what their individual gift is, that's when the chess game starts. That's when the threat is revealed. And that's what this situation is giving. You've been around so many people who haven't discovered what their unique gift is. You've been around individuals and environments and situations where you were the one who discovered what that gift is. You've taken the spiritual journey. You've built a relationship with God. You built that relationship with yourself, all of who you are, your higher self, your lower self, your inner child, your adult, your protector, okay? You've tapped into and observed all those areas within you, all those different personalities and traits within you. You tapped in and tuned into what all that is. And as you took that journey, you discovered what your gift was. and what essentially makes you stand out from the rest. And you are confident in expressing that weirdness, that uniqueness. But if you are around individuals who haven't done that work, you will always be a threat until you get around individuals who have no issue with expressing their uniqueness, with utilizing that special gift that they have within them. And guess what I said? Well, remember what I said. Until you align with and surround yourself with people who are different from you, you will always be stuck. Align yourself with people who are all different, come from different backgrounds, speak different languages, have different purposes, have different skill sets and talents. Put yourself around those type of individuals if you are an individual who has already discovered your uniqueness and has honed in on whatever that is. Because you will have a better result. Okay? But if you decide or choose to stay in an environment and around individuals who has not discovered their gift or has discovered their gift but they're afraid to express all that is, I promise you, you will keep playing this game. You will continue to subject yourself to a game that you don't even care to play. Whoever it is that doubted you, whoever placed those seeds of doubt within you, whomever played this game of chess against you, something about a chest, all right? I don't know, a chest. But whoever played this chess game with you, whoever tried to place seeds of doubt, whoever opposed you, are now starting to see your true value. They are now starting to see a vision that God gifted you a while ago. And this vision came to you when you were a child. Because when you're a child, you're in your purest energy. God reveals your purpose to you when you're a child. Which is why the earlier you are, the easier you're able to be programmed and conditioned, right? That's where we learn the most. So, if you are involuntarily subjected to people, places, things, environments, concepts that completely oppose the vision that God gave you when you were a child, and you don't take a journey to rediscover whatever that is, you will get stuck. But yeah, someone is wanting to apologize for getting in the way of your plans. Plans, that's Virgo energy as well. And it just so happened to be falling under this card here where I was saying someone was playing chess games and you were just focused on your future. You were just trying to move forward. All right. And then we have mastery as well. Mastery here. Yeah, somebody's wanting to come and apologize now because they see the bigger picture, or someone may be seeing you align with whatever that purpose is, that destined path is, and they don't want you to leave them behind. They don't want you to leave them behind at all. Why? Because they're afraid that their wishes aren't going to come true themselves. Remember I was saying, like, when other people doubt themselves, when other people haven't discovered their gifts, They often try to shun those who have, discredit those who have, get in the way of those who have, right? And project. It's projections, literal projections. At some point in time, we have to not allow others to project their doubts on to us, and then get upset when things don't happen in accordance with our plan, right? Virgo energy plans. So someone was hoping that someone's plans fell through. May have been an individual, like I said, maybe out of jealousy, envy, ignorance as well. Someone may have felt like they were basic, that they weren't as exotic. Someone may be intimidated by someone's intelligence, making them feel foolish and ignorant. There may be someone who's just feeling low, depleted, or just not creative, where someone else seemed to have all the ideas. But the thing is, it turns out that whomever this is that was working against you, all right, they were in their feelings, because we have cups energy. They were deep in their feelings because you had found your uniqueness. You had found your gift. You found what made you stand out. And you didn't care who passed judgment on you. You didn't care what other people said. You had already broken free from the narrative people tried to create for you. Again, it's like it's giving that someone allowed someone to project onto them, and whatever those projections were, it prophesized. It came true for them. And it completely opposed whatever it is that they wanted for themselves. And it's giving that because someone accepted that life, they wanted you to experience the same thing. So it's basically one of those cases where, because I went through it, I want you to go through it too. Because I wasn't able to share my gifts, I don't want you to share yours either. Because you haven't limited yourself, I want you to, because you didn't limit yourself, and I did, I want to get in your way. I want to stop you. I want to prevent you. Because that person feels stuck, they want you stuck too. Because they are boring, they want you to be boring too. Because they were ignorant and foolish, they want that for you too. Because they don't feel creative, they want you to be like that too. While also following behind every single thing you do. Watching and observing every single thing that you do. Playing a one-sided game with themselves. But this is just a case of one of those things where someone is tired of fighting the wall. Someone is tired of standing up against a wall. Someone is tired of hearing, it's like giving someone punishing themselves and them. You know how some parents, they have like a timeout and you go and face the wall and you have to sit there. It's giving that we have one individual who was punished in some way, shape, or form and sent to the wall. And instead of sitting with the wall and having those conversations with self and processing your thoughts, this person fought the wall. They were so angered by their punishment that they started fighting against the wall. And they got tired of fighting against the wall, so when they were finally released from this punishment, now the punishment is programming, all right? This punishment is programming, okay? Long held beliefs, conditioning, things that were projected onto you, right? So while someone was forced into a wall and being punished or programmed, right? So this can basically be like when you're growing up in childhood, where you're basically in this corner where you're limited on what you can say and what you cannot say, limited on what you can do and what you cannot do, limited on what you can practice, what you can't practice, where you can go, where you can't go. Okay, that's that energy. But also this can be environments and relationships where you felt restricted. Oh, you can't participate in that because you're in this type of relationship dynamic. You can't go do this because of the environment you came from. You can't go hang out with that person because of who we are affiliated with. Shit like that. But when one individual was finally released from that, or finally had an opportunity to release themselves from that, what did they do? They turned around and started to use you as a punching bag. Why? Because let's say that you've been sitting in that place for let's just say like 5 years. All right, 5 years you were placed in front of this wall, and for 5 years all you did was fight at the wall. That's the only thing. And that's how you fighting at the wall, right? It had depleted your energy. You developed a frustration and annoyance for not only yourself, but for this wall, and why you were being punished, right? So when you finally were freed and you turned around, the first thing you saw was someone who had a smile on their face. And what did you do? Start using that person as a punching bag, because in your spirit of frustration and annoyance and low energy, you saw someone who was thriving, who was happy, who was walking around with a smile on their face. You're like, well, damn, I've been fighting this wall for 5 years. And the first thing I turn around and see after being liberated, someone smiling in my face, I'm gonna knock that smile right off their face. Because how dare you enjoy life? How dare you walk around with a smile on your face? How dare you be so uplifted and excited and joyful and at peace? How dare you? But what that person didn't know is that individual who was walking around with a smile on their face, they served those same 5 years. They were placed in front of or backed into a wall for 5 consecutive years as well. They were limited and restricted for 5 years, being punished and programmed and conditioned for those 5 years. But what did that person do? That person found a friend. And that friend was themselves, because at the end of the day, that person may have fought against the wall and was angry and frustrated and annoyed. But then after a couple of days, this person realized, well, this ain't working. This ain't doing nothing for me. This isn't providing anything. The only thing I have is sore hands and low energy. So how can I change this? How can my experience be different to where I'm not depleting my energy, my hands aren't sore, I'm not annoyed, frustrated, or angry? And what did they do? They stood at that mirror, well, at that wall, and they went within. They started looking within. You know, they started to pick up on those inner voices. They started to analyze those thought processes. And they started working from the inside out. They started to find peace and contentment with being up against that wall, being restricted. They found expansion within those limitations, because although I'm standing in front of this wall and although I'm stuck here for 5 years, I can still go within to those foreign lands and discover who I am. I can navigate within and enter into a new world where I can experience joy and fulfillment. I can, even though there's no music, I can play my own songs in my head. I can make my own beats. Matter of fact, I'm about to start tapping on these walls and use it as an instrument. Make my own beats, make my own sounds, and have fun in doing so. So now it's not just me and the wall, it's me, the wall, and my instrument, moving to the sound of my own internal beats, my own internal rhythm, my own internal sounds. And well, shit, I got feet. So instead of fighting, let me tap my feet to these beats. Let me make some music. Let me get excited. And that put this person into a trance-like state where they just were in their head, living in their own world, okay? But people saw this person, okay, while they were observing all of these people who were serving these 5 years and all of these people who were in a, faced against a wall. There were people that were watching, and they saw how many people were angered at being placed in front of this wall. How many people were annoyed by being placed in front of this wall. How many people were frustrated by being placed in front of this wall. Then they look over it and see this one motherfucker over here making beats and moving and all different types of things, making sounds. And these people looking like, well, what the hell they got going on there? It was weird because it wasn't normal. It wasn't basic. It was actually very intelligent. Very much energized. This person found happiness even though they were placed against this wall or placed in front of this blockage. They found a way to stand out. And the only thing that allowed them to stand out was them going within, discovering their own music and songs within, playing this instrument at the beat of their own rhythm, their own flow. And guess what? When everyone was released, they're like, all right, y'all, 5 years are up. And everybody was released, and they were like, oh, well, you know, you can turn around now. We're going to open up the world to you now. And guess what? All of those individuals who were angered, who were frustrated and annoyed, they look around and they see one thing, one individual who stands out, because everyone else's faces, okay, again, this goes back to when you're placed into an environment and you have one quality or things that resonate that will highlight the most. And that is these people who were angry, frustrated, annoyed with the situation that they were in, right? And they turned around and guess what? They saw all these mean faces, all these nasty spirits, all right? All these battered hands, all right? Then when they see this other person unscathed, their hands look nice, they got a smile on their face, they're in this jolly ass energy. And guess what? You became the target. Why? Because how is it that you went through the same things we went through, and yet you coming out like that? How dare you? That person couldn't have went through what we went through. That person couldn't have experienced the same things that we experienced. That person couldn't have been in the same environment. They couldn't have. There's no way. Because how is it that we are all this way and this one person is different? How did that happen? And guess what happens then? What people do is They find what's familiar and it makes them comfortable. So what was familiar? What was the same? What was basic? What was ignorant? What was low vibrational? To click up with all the other people who were angry, who were frustrated, who were all beaten up, their hands beaten up. And guess what we gotta do? Because we all came out this way, we're gonna intentionally make this person or this individual feel like how we feel. Because how dare you find peace? How dare you be happy? How dare you still look good? How dare you still look untouched? How dare you still be postured with such confidence, such power? Why aren't you angry? Why aren't you frustrated? Why don't you feel like what we feel like? I hope that message was received with love, received with truth, received with intention, purpose, clarity, love, but also closure. Yeah, someone wanted to steal your joy because they figured you all went through the same type of experiences. And look at the first card that came out, watching and spying. So again, those people who had a different experience than you, and that the only experience that was different was that they looked at what was going on the outside of them and they internalized it, but you didn't. You created your own world. You created your own world. And they're trying to figure out, how is this person still smiling? How aren't they toxic? How aren't they conceited? How aren't they being materialistic? Why aren't they being greedy? Trying to figure it out. We have the moon and the 9 of wands here. Like I said, I said what I said, and now it's all coming out to basically confirm. Okay, so we have the moon, the subconscious. Something about someone prophesizing what all they internalize from their punishment, their programming and conditioning, right? Things that were planted into their subconscious. All right? People fighting against their inner shadows while also using you as a punching bag. Hidden enemies. These people who were playing chess with you, who were opposing you. All right? They decided that instead of asking you, hey, what is it that you did different from us? Why is it that you had the same experience as us, but the outcomes are completely different? And why is your outcome much different from everyone else's? What did you do different? How can I find this type of peace? How can I experience this type of joy? How can I arrive at a place that you have already been, traveled to? How do I get there? They didn't do that. They didn't do that at all. Instead, they decided, oh, well, they must think that they're better. They must have not had enough. They must need to be punished more. And they chose to take that into their hands against your will, against your agreement, against your participation. They assume the role is your enemy because you were different. So we have this nine of wands energy where, again, someone just felt defeated. Someone was very, very exhausted. They felt like all that I've been through, all that I have encountered, all right? I look back and I see nothing. Someone's waiting for their reward, or waiting to discover or align with that same type of peace, right? Someone is really waiting. We have 9 and 9. Someone is waiting for a cycle to end. And remember I was saying that someone had already ended a cycle? So it's giving that someone is ready to end a cycle. However, okay, these are two different energies. So we have, again, someone is ending a cycle because they worked very hard to do so. They earned it. Then there's someone else who's wanting to end that same cycle, but haven't done the work because they've been too busy watching the people who have been doing the work. They're waiting for some sort of change, or they're waiting for, I'm hearing relief. Someone's waiting for relief, but that relief isn't going to happen until you do the work yourself. So we have some characters that have been revealed here. All right, so I'm going to keep that stack there, and then I'm going to pull these two out because we have 5 and 5, 10 energy. That is, something has ended and now arrived into a void space. 10 energy. All right, so this is giving, again, this is just someone fighting against someone. All right, so we have a group of individuals fighting against one person. Like I said, same environment, same situations, went through the same things, and unfortunately these people didn't have the same outcome as this individual, right? So they decided to fight against whomever this individual was, because again, how dare you? Receiving envy from others, okay? Creating disputes, fights, okay? A lot of hateful energy, chaos, competition, all right? And then we have 5 of Swords. These fights were due to someone failing to do the work, all right? Failing to do the work, and now they're feeling defeated and humiliated and frustrated because they feel that someone had an unfair advantage over them, but there was never any advantage over anyone. There was never an advantage. Someone took it upon themselves to have an advantage over someone due to the results or outcome of a situation, all right? And realizing that the fight was pointless. This fight was pointless, and slowly but surely, those same people who was fighting against this one individual are walking away and leaving someone behind. So it's giving that There is other, like slowly one by one, people have dropped off. Like, okay, we're fighting against this person for all the wrong reasons. All right. So we have, okay, so this is giving three people. So one of these people may have actually decided to go to this person and say, well, what did you do? How did you do it? How did you arrive at whatever this is or what all this is? How did you get here? Whereas those other three, they were adamant about winning at all costs, right? Winning at all costs. And then eventually it was like, all right, well, we're still not changing. We're still not happy. Even though we're fighting against this person, we still haven't arrived at peace. We still are, we haven't gotten anywhere. We're moving nowhere fast. So we have this one person that's in regret, like, okay, I should have left when this other person left. I should have went and asked when I had the opportunity. And then you have this person here who slowly walked away, and they're just feeling like, all right, I'm gonna take my L in peace type energy. And then this person who was standing alone, because it's like I said, it was four people. The first person decided to fall away, ask for help, or even apologize. And then we have two others that eventually walked away. But this one person, all right, it's this one person who was adamant about, no, I want them to feel like I feel. And I am not going to stop until they experience everything that I have experienced, if not more. They felt like this was their purpose. They felt like this was their mission. And that's that one individual. Remember earlier where I was saying there's one individual who was working on their future? This person, even though they had went through hell, punished, programming, conditioning, although they went through the same experiences, this person decided something different. And the only thing that was different was, instead of fighting the world, they just went within to discover what made them unique. This person looked for outside or external validation. All right. So, with this person, they were so focused and fixated on this one individual who was looking forward, moving forward, aligning with their destined path, and they were just like, no, this is now, I have turned this into a game, all right, an obsessive game that's infused with different kinks and fixations. And this person's sole mission was for this person to feel like how they felt, even though this person ain't never even did a damn thing to them. And that's what gets me with situations like this. This person, this individual, whoever you are, like I said, this is a collective group. All right, you never do nothing to nobody. The only thing you did was choose an alternative route that stood out from everyone else. That's all you did. You did the work. You went within. You built that relationship with God. Why? Because it was just you and that wall. And God expressed itself through that wall. And you found the connection between yourself and God through making sounds, making beats, which put you in this rhythm, which is the trance, and guided you down a path that allowed you to find peace, although you were in a restricted and limited situation. Yeah, this person, they didn't want to give up until they saw you angered, annoyed, frustrated. They loved that. They loved when they could get that type of reaction out of you. They love that. It's like, finally we're breaking them down. We're finally penetrating their bubble. That's what they wanted. They wanted to penetrate your bubble. They wanted to penetrate your aura. Because there's no way in hell that you could be that way. And it's even getting, because we have belief system facade. Some people thought that you were putting up this facade, that you were somehow acting happy, acting healed, acting like you had ascended, pretending. When you really did that, and it shows. And that's what they can't stand the most, is that they tried so hard to make it seem like you weren't doing what they were. Because like I said, this person following behind everything that you do, watching and keeping tabs on everything that you do, all right, and everything that you would invest in, everything you would participate in, any way you would come around, it's like in some way, shape, or form, they wanted to taint it, ruin it, disturb it,